What if every ordinary object you touch today was once someone's wild idea or desperate solution? Could the zipper on your jacket or the light in your room carry the echo of a forgotten dream, a world crisis, or even a moment of heartbreak? Welcome to Everyday Inventions, the place where forgotten genius meets modern marvel. Have you ever stopped in the middle of your daily routine, brushing your teeth, zipping up your jacket, unlocking your phone, and wondered, where did this come from? Who thought of this? And why? We live in a world where innovation is everywhere. But many of the tools we use today, the touchscreen in your palm, the bulb lighting your room, the zipper keeping your coat snug, weren't just made overnight. Most of them have stories stretching back through decades, sometimes centuries, and often their origins are as dramatic as a great novel. Some were forged in the fires of war. Others sparked from the quiet minds of dreamers tinkering in sheds. Some were the result of pure accidents, like a drop of ink, a broken machine, or a forgotten lunch. Today, we begin a journey through time, to uncover the hidden threads that connect our modern lives to moments of creative brilliance from the past. This isn't just about gadgets and blueprints. This is about the humans behind the hardware, the inventors, the rebels, the risk-takers, and the world they lived in. Because to understand the inventions that shaped our world, we must first understand the people who imagined them into being. Let us begin. First, let us look at the wheel, humanity's first engine. Before the Ferrari, before the bicycle, before even the humble wooden cart, there was one quiet invention that spun the world forward: the wheel. Over 5,000 years ago, in ancient Mesopotamia, where mud brick cities touched the edge of the Tigris and Euphrates, the wheel wasn't built to move people or goods. Its first form was found in the hands of a potter, shaping clay into vessels. A simple spinning surface, not a transport mechanism. And it would stay that way for centuries. Nearly 300 years passed before one inventive mind, or perhaps a community of thinkers, asked a radical question. What if we could use this to move things? Until then, everything was carried by hand, hauled on sleds, or balanced on animals. The wheel changed that forever. Suddenly, a heavy load of grain could travel farther. Armies could march with supplies. Traders could cross regions with goods they once couldn't afford to carry. Farming became more efficient. Warfare, more strategic. Civilizations expanded outward. Historians still debate, was the wheel a single person's invention, or a slow, inevitable step in human development? But here's the twist most people overlook. The real innovation wasn't just the wheel. It was the axle, the rod that lets wheels turn freely while supporting a structure above. Without the axle, the wheel is just a disc. With it, you get motion, movement, revolution. Next, we examine the printing press, Gutenberg's gift. A quiet workshop, dimly lit by candlelight. The air smells of ink, parchment, and ambition. It's the 15th century in Mainz, Germany. And a goldsmith named Johannes Gutenberg is about to change the world, not with a sword or a throne, but with type, ink, and pressure. Before Gutenberg, copying a single book took months, sometimes years. Every page was written by hand, by monks, in silence, in solitude. Books were rare, expensive, sacred, reserved only for the wealthy, the clergy, or the royal courts. But in just 3 years, Gutenberg printed 180 Bibles, a number unheard of at the time. His invention? The movable type printing press, a brilliant blend of engineering and vision. For the first time in human history, information could scale. But here's the bitter irony. Gutenberg didn't die a rich man. He died broke, dragged down by lawsuits, betrayed by business partners, and for centuries, almost forgotten. Still, what he started was unstoppable. His press lit the fuse for revolutions, not of war, but of thought. The Renaissance, where art and science flourished. The Reformation, where Bibles reached the common people. The scientific revolution, where knowledge spread like wildfire. Fast forward to today. Blogs, social media, ebooks, memes, yes, even this video, all trace their lineage back to Gutenberg's press. From parchment to pixels, all because one man dared to mass-produce the written word. Thirdly, the light bulb, more than Edison. When we think of the light bulb, one name usually comes to mind: Thomas Edison. But here's the twist: Edison didn't invent it. Decades before Edison's name lit up the history books, Humphrey Davy, Warren de la Rue, and Joseph Swan were all experimenting with electric light. Davy created the first electric arc lamp in 1802. De la Rue used a platinum filament in a vacuum tube back in the 1840s. Swan had a working lamp years before Edison filed his patent. So what made Edison different? It wasn't a single stroke of genius. It was obsession. He and his team tested over 6,000 materials just to find the right filament. Bamboo, cotton thread, even beard hair, all went into the experiment. It took thousands of failures before one tiny wire finally glowed and kept glowing. But Edison didn't stop at the bulb. He built the whole ecosystem: switches, meters, sockets, generators, and a wiring system that could power entire neighborhoods. That was the real invention, an electrical lighting system that anyone could use. In a matter of years, candles and gas lamps gave way to glowing bulbs, illuminating cities, factories, homes. Edison didn't just invent a product. He invented a possibility. A world where darkness didn't control the clock, where industry and inspiration could thrive beyond sunset. Today, from the streetlights in Tokyo to the lamp on your nightstand, we still live in the glow of Edison's persistence. Moving on, let us look at the invention of the telephone, Bell, Gray, and the race. It's 1876. Two men are racing against time: Alexander Graham Bell and Elisha Gray. Both have visions of a device that could carry the human voice across wires. Both file for a patent, but Bell gets to the office just hours earlier. What followed wasn't just a technological milestone. It was a brutal legal battle that lasted years. Bell won the patent. But Gray? He had a remarkably similar design. Some say almost identical. History tends to remember the winners. But innovation often blooms in parallel. When the world is ready, ideas tend to surface in more than one mind. Bell's telephone reshaped humanity. For the first time, distance didn't mean silence. Voices could leap across cities, connect families, broker deals, save lives. The world felt smaller, but this wasn't the work of a lone genius. It was the foundation laid by generations of inventors, scientists, engineers, tinkerers. Telegraph wires became the veins of civilization. Wooden switchboards connected neighborhoods. From Bell's early liquid transmitter, to the rotary dial, to the telephone booth on the street corner, to the sleek mobile devices in our pockets today, the journey of the telephone mirrors our deep, primal need to connect. Every hello we say today echoes back to 1876, and perhaps to the silent contributions of those who almost got there first. To wrap up the midway journey of this introductory episode, we would like you to note that for every tool we hold, from ballpoint pens to Bluetooth earbuds, carries echoes of these timeless ideas. And behind them are names we often forget: women, underdogs, hobbyists, rebels. They dared to think differently in times of war, poverty, or obscurity. At Everyday Inventions, we shine a light on the unsung genius that made our lives easier and more human. Stay tuned for the concluding part of this episode. Like our content and subscribe to our channel.